Hi, I'm Kat, and today I'm going to show you how to make this miniature Waffle House inspired breakfast. I started with the grits by using TLS mixed in with a little white chalk pastel and a hint of light yellow chalk pastel. I put those on a piece of paper and baked them in the oven for about 10 minutes, and then I grated them up with my knife. Then I took a little liquid TLS, put some scrap clay at the bottom of my bowl, and put some of the TLS along the edges. Then I mixed in gradually some of the grated TLS by just putting a little bit in and then mixing it in with the liquid TLS until I had the consistency that I wanted. Afterwards, I took a small piece of translucent yellow clay, shaped that into a little square, and then I put that in the middle of my grits and pushed it down toward the sides. For the sausage links, I used beige clay that I rolled into little cylinders, and then I took some aluminum foil and rolled back over them with the aluminum foil to give them texture. I used yellow, dark orange, and 3 shades of dark brown clay. Pastels, to give them some color variation. For the eggs, I used translucent yellow clay mixed in with a tiny bit of beige clay to neutralize the bright yellow color, and then a little bit of white. Then I put these on my lettuce mold in a flattened circle, and then I used my 2 needle tools to pull the edges inside, but to keep them curled. I used chalk pastel in white, light yellow, and dark yellow to give them some color variation. Seldom are eggs cooked all the same color throughout. For the toast, I just used some small pieces of, small squares of some beige colored clay. I used my ball tool to shape that into a bread shape. And then the aluminum foil to texture along the sides and a little across the top. Then I textured the top with my toothbrush and a little bit more with the needle tool. I also drew in a rough spiral sketch into the middle of the bread, and this is going to be where I put my cinnamon later. For raisins, I used a small stake of medium brown clay, and I cut them out and then rolled them around into some chalk pastel. Then I used the leftover chalk pastel and filled in my spiral. Then I dug in little tiny holes with my needle tool into the bread and put the raisins in there. I shaded the sides of the bread with some of the leftover chalk pastel from the raisins and from the cinnamon, and then along the top as well with just a hint. I used my needle tool to texture the inside of the bread once I cut it open. And then lastly, I just had to make apple butter. I used a small square of clay in white, and then I made a quick little label on some scrap paper. Then I glued those together and put everything on a plate, baked it, and glazed it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.